Hi everyone, this is Daryl and welcome back to Sci-Fi Odyssey. Today we're exploring the top 10 sci-fi TV shows that were cancelled way too soon. It's always baffling when great or potentially great TV shows are cancelled, while others that clearly need to die in great vats of fire apparently keep getting renewed.
Keep moving.
These cancellations often leave fans scratching their heads, wondering why networks pull the plug on quality content with so much potential. Whether it's due to ratings, budgets, or other behind-the-scenes decisions, these shows are a reminder of the unpredictable nature of TV and therefore life. And sometimes being good is just not good enough. It's a bleak life lesson we all have to learn at some point. Again, not bitter. So let's kick off our list at number 10 with Invasion. Back in simpler times in 2005, when YouTube had just been invented and Tom Cruise jumped on Oprah's couch, there emerged an unassuming TV series centered around a small Florida town experiencing, let's call it, strange occurrences following a hurricane. Invasion gave us mystery, sci-fi and a dose of paranoia with a conspiracy involving alien creatures in the same vein as Invasion of the Body Snatchers. The show had good writing and well-developed characters. It's safe to say it might have been poised to become sci-fi TV gold. It was a classic trope, nothing to reinvent the wheel, but it was done well. But just when things were getting good, boom. It got cancelled after just one season. Fans were left hanging with so many unresolved questions. The reason for this? The ratings. Despite having what appeared to be a loyal fan base, Invasion just didn't pull in enough viewers. Naturally, the fans were not happy, as fans tend to get a bit touchy over these things. We, naive as we were, still living our lives as though Lost had a point and would get to it if we just kept watching, were ready for more of the intriguing storyline and were left feeling a bit abandoned. Even though Invasion was short-lived, it's still fondly remembered and often mentioned by fans as a show that deserved more time to shine. At number 9 we have V, the 2009 reboot of the classic 1980s miniseries. This show depicted the arrival of an alien race known as the Visitors, who came in peace. Or so they seemed. But, shock of shocks, their intentions amazingly were far from friendly. Despite it not being for everyone, there were questions over the quality of the writing. V managed to build a dedicated fanbase with its intriguing storylines and high-stakes drama. The tension between humans and the seemingly friendly yet sinister aliens kept its fans on the edge of their seats. But despite its growing popularity and devoted fans, V was cancelled after just 2 seasons. So what happened? Officially, the culprit was, once again, low ratings. Apparently, the world was too busy being infected by the temporary insanity that was the Twilight Saga. But a few conspiracy rumours suggest the series was barbed commentary on Obama's healthcare plans, which would infuriate the then US president's supporters and delight his detractors, which led to the axe. True or not, I can't say. Fans were, of course, upset. They had invested in the characters and the unfolding mystery, only to be left hanging. V, however, is remembered fondly by fans who still wish for a proper conclusion to the story that kept them captivated. Coming in at number 8 is Terminator, the Sarah Connor Chronicles. This series expanded the Terminator universe in a way fans had been craving, following Sarah Connor and her son John as they tried to stay one step ahead of Skynet's relentless agents. With Lena Headey as the fierce Sarah and Thomas Dekker as the determined John, the show was a hit among fans. Terminator, the Sarah Connor Chronicles picked up where Terminator 2 Judgment Day left off, diving deeper into the characters' lives and throwing in new threats for good measure. It kept the high-stakes action we love from the franchise while adding some solid character development. So why did this gem get cancelled after just 2 seasons? The The show faced a tough battle with ratings. Despite its popularity among the hardcore fans, it struggled to capture a broader audience. Plus, all those epic action scenes didn't come cheap, and Fox decided it wasn't worth the cost without a bigger viewership. Cue the collective groan from fans everywhere. The cancellation left fans in shock, especially since the show ended on a giant, massive cliffhanger and hinted at a future with new and exciting possibilities. Number 7 on our list is Farscape. This Australian-American series took us on a wild ride through a distant part of the universe, featuring a quirky crew of characters and some seriously imaginative storytelling. The show followed astronaut John Crichton, who accidentally gets transported through a wormhole to a far-off part of the universe. The show was praised for its originality, character development, and the amazing puppetry and practical effects by the Jim Henson Company. Yes, puppets in space. Sounds lame, but it works. Despite having a passionate fanbase and critical acclaim, Farscape was abruptly cancelled after 4 seasons in 2003. This decision was a shock to everyone, especially since the show ended on a giant cliffhanger. This was also the year Ugg boots became a trend. Now, I'm not saying there's a connection, but I'm not saying it. So, why did Farscape get the axe? The main reason was money. The production costs were sky high, and although the show had a strong core audience, the ratings just weren't enough to keep it going. The fan outcry was so intense and persistent that it led to the creation of Farscape: The Peacekeeper Wars, a mini-series that provided some much needed closure. At number 6 we have Limitless, a show based on the 2011 film of the same name. The series followed Brian Finch, your average lovable slacker, who gets his hands on NZT-48, a mysterious drug that unlocks the full potential of his brain. Suddenly, Brian goes from zero to hero, using his superintelligence to help the FBI crack complex cases while dealing with the side effects of his new abilities. Limitless had a unique premise and a solid execution, mixing crime procedural with the sci-fi idea of cognitive enhancement. The show was praised for its clever writing, humour, engaging plot, and Jake McDormand's charismatic performance as Brian. But despite all this promise, Limitless was cancelled after just 1 season. So what went wrong? The main issue was those pesky ratings gremlins again. The show just couldn't pull in enough viewers to keep the network happy. The cancellation left fans craving for more of Brian's antics, as the final episode left several plot threads dangling like a cliffhanger from, well, the film Cliffhanger. Petitions were started, and there were even whispers of the show being picked up by another network or streaming services, but sadly, nothing panned out. Despite its brief run, Limitless remains a beloved show among fans who still hold out for some potential comeback. It's a prime example of a TV series that had all the right ingredients, but just couldn't catch a break in the cutthroat world of television. Before we get to number 5, I have a quick honourable mention. OA. This Netflix series was a wild blend of science fiction, fantasy and drama, weaving the tale of a young woman who reappears after being missing for 7 years, now with some seriously mysterious new abilities. The OA had viewers hooked with its unique storytelling, enigmatic plot, and this dance, which swept the earth as a global trend in clubs everywhere. Kidding. Despite its dedicated fan base, the OA was cancelled after just 2 seasons. Cue the collective groan again. The show left us with so many unanswered questions and unresolved mysteries. Why Netflix? Why? Next at number 5 is Dollhouse, created by Joss Whedon. This show dove into the fascinating yet eerie world where people can have their personalities wiped and replaced with new ones. Imagine being able to rent a person with a custom-made personality. Sounds like a sci-fi dream, or nightmare, right? With its complex characters and thought-provoking themes, Dollhouse quickly built a loyal following. Created by Joss Whedon and starring Eliza Dushku as Echo, one of the dolls who starts to regain her memories again, Dollhouse was praised for its edge-of-your-seat action and intrigue. It made you think, but in a good way. Despite its innovative premise and fanbase, Dollhouse was cut short after just 2 seasons. The primary issue? Yes, you guessed it, ratings. The show struggled to attract a broad audience, and its complex narrative might have been a bit too ahead of its time for some viewers. Fox decided to pull the plug, leaving fans with countless unanswered questions. The final episodes did their best to wrap things up, but there were still many loose ends and what-ifs to leave fans feeling satisfied. Coming in at number 4 is The Expanse. The Expanse took us on an epic journey through a future where humanity has colonised the solar system. The political intrigue and drama were top-notch, tackling big themes and delivering a complex narrative that kept us hooked. This show had quite the rollercoaster ride. Initially cancelled by Sci-Fi after 3 seasons, it was miraculously saved by Amazon Prime Video, giving it a second wind. But even though it got more time, I still think it deserves a spot on this list because, let's be honest, it was cut too short by Amazon after the 6th season. Sure, some people argue that it wasn't really cancelled and that the story reached a natural conclusion. Fair enough, but in my opinion, the final season didn't get the breathing room it needed to wrap things up properly. Thanks to budget issues, the 6th season got only 6 episodes and it felt rushed and a bit forced. Despite these bumps, The Expanse remains a standout series in the sci-fi genre. Fans are still holding out for more hope, maybe a movie or a spin-off, because this world still has so much potential. At number 3 we have Space, Above and Beyond. This 1995 military sci-fi series followed a group of space marines known as the Wildcards as they battled it out in a brutal war against an alien species called the Chigs. The show had it all: action, drama, and a strong ensemble cast. Think Top Gun meets Starship Troopers with a sprinkle of Battlestar Galactica for good measure. Despite its ambitious storytelling and loyal fanbase, Space Above and Beyond was cancelled after just 1 season. The show faced tough competition from other series at the time and it struggled with ratings. Plus, those epic battle scenes didn't come cheap. Maybe they were too busy watching Friends.
Why? Why does he suspect that?
Whatever it was, Fox decided to pull the plug, leaving fans with a cliffhanger that still haunts to this day. Fans were crushed by the cancellation. They'd grown attached to the characters and the intense war-torn universe the show had created. The abrupt end left many storylines unresolved, including the fate of key characters and the outcome of the war. Even though it lasted just 1 season, Space Above and Beyond has maintained a cult following. Number 2 on our list is Raised by Wolves. This visually stunning series, produced by the legendary Ridley Scott, took us on a wild ride through themes of faith, humanity and artificial intelligence. It was the kind of show that made you think and demonstrated the potential of intelligent sci-fi that isn't afraid to break the mould. But despite its critical acclaim and unique storyline, Raised by Wolves was cancelled after just 2 seasons, leaving its complex narrative unfinished, much to the frustration of fans. Despite the show's high-quality production and intriguing plot, the official line is that it didn't attract a big enough audience. Apparently the ratings weren't strong enough to justify the hefty production costs. The cancellation was a real gut punch for fans who were left scratching their heads and wondering what would happen to the human children and their android protectors on that strange, mysterious planet. Even though Raised by Wolves was cut short, it remains a standout series for its ambitious storytelling and stunning visuals. It's a show that dared to explore the big philosophical questions while keeping viewers on the edge of their seats. And finally, at number 1, of course, we have Firefly. Another brainchild of Joss Whedon, this beloved space western was cancelled after just 1 season. I know, it still stings. Despite the short run, Firefly has most certainly achieved cult status, with fans still campaigning for its return. The show's blend of humour, action and memorable characters left a lasting mark on the sci-fi genre. Firefly followed the adventures of Captain Mal Reynolds and his ragtag crew aboard the spaceship Serenity. Set in a future where humanity has colonised a new star system, the show mixed elements of westerns and science fiction in a way that was truly unique. So why did this gem get cancelled? The main reason was, surprise, surprise, low ratings. But it wasn't entirely the show's fault. Firefly suffered from poor scheduling and minimal promotion by Fox, which didn't help it find its audience. Episodes were aired out of order, confusing viewers and disrupting the show's narrative flow. It's almost like they wanted it to fail. Not bitter, I swear, not bitter. Fans were outraged by this cancellation. They had quickly fallen in love with the Serenity crew and were eager to see more of their adventures. The show's abrupt end left many storylines unresolved and fans desperate for closure. The outcry was so intense that it led to the creation of the 2005 film Serenity, which provided some answers but also left fans wanting more. Despite its brief run, Firefly remains a shining example of what makes sci-fi great: compelling storytelling, rich character development, and the ability to transport viewers to another world. And there you have it. Our top 10 sci-fi TV shows that were cancelled way too soon. Did your favourite make the list? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss new content from me. Thanks for watching. Until next time. Thanks so much for watching. If you're craving an extraordinary journey through realms unexplored, consider delving into universes directly out of my brain by checking out my sci-fi novels Black Milk and Delphine Descends. You can find more details in the description. Thanks for your support.